Hey everyone, I'm Cameron with SpeedCubeShop.com, and today we're taking a look at the highly anticipated Tornado version 4. And we'll be comparing it to the Tornado version 3. These are both the flagship models, so it'll be really interesting to see what's changed. So just for reference, the Tornado version 3 has actually dominated the 3x3 speed solve single and average world record and the 3x3 one-handed single and average world record. So she is rightfully very proud of the Tornado version 3, and let's hope that the Tornado version 4 fixes some of the quality issues that we found in the Tornado version 3. It was an excellent cube, but did have some issues with pieces breaking and magnets falling out and stuff like that. So looking at the unboxing difference so far, the V3 box is way bigger. I don't have the clear like clamshell case for the V3 on me, but the V4 is very different. I was kind of like pushing this button for a long time thinking that's how you opened it, but no, you actually just kind of gently pull on it because there are some magnets right there. So interesting and definitely feels sturdy. So go ahead and put that to the side. I'll pull out the accessories box just so we can compare those. So while oh wow. Screwdriver is a lot nicer quality than I remember. It's like an actual little mini screwdriver with grip. Whereas I think the V3 had this kind of like interesting tool, which appears to be missing, but I will insert a picture here of the accessories of the V3. The bag looks to be the same. It's that nice, like kind of pleather white Chi bag. I really like that they actually are including a blank center cap now. So that way it'll make it a lot easier to use this cube in competition for like blind solving. Yep, bag is the same quality. Really nice. I've always liked these bags quite a bit. And then looks like we got some other accessories. We have, looks like a manual for how to actually use the adjustment systems on the V4, which looks to be probably the same as what the V3 was, just from what I can tell. So that's always nice, not having to learn a new system. It's like a solve guide. Is this like a RU? Yeah, it is a RU solve guide. So that's kind of interesting. Didn't think that I'd see that from Chi. And this is just, I think, the beginner's method. So you have CFOP, RU, and beginner. So that's kind of cool. Have a small little cleaning towel with an X-Man Designs logo, but I'm not going to focus too much on the accessories. Let's look at the cubes side by side. So they do weigh the same. They're both 72 grams, which for some reason kind of surprised me, and this may be a wrong assumption to make, but it sort of tells me that these two cubes are very similar and the V4 maybe has some more minor upgrades, which is not a bad thing because I'm a big believer in not fixing what isn't broken, and the V3 is a great cube actually when it isn't broken. So maybe if they could just fix that, then we'll be in good shape. So yeah, let's go ahead and just pop off some center caps. Small detail, but the X-Man Tornado V3 has a little engraving underneath the cap that says XMD V3, and then the V4 is just blank. So not that really matters, but just kind of interesting detail. One other detail before I forget is the edges. So the V3, you have, this is the V3, you have the magnet adjustment, but on the V4, you do not. The magnet adjustment actually, I guess, just was moved to the corner piece on the V4, and on the V3 was on the edge. So kind of in favor of that, I guess. So that's definitely interesting. We did retain, looks like a very similar corner piece. Only differences I'm seeing off the bat, on the V3, we definitely have a difference with the corner core magnet. It protrudes out a lot further on the V3, which is this one. You can kind of see that. So I don't know how that may have impacted the turning feel, but that's definitely interesting. So yeah, then we look at the centerpiece. Well, these are incredibly similar. The V3, from what I can tell, on the centerpiece right here, has kind of that like mesh. I mean, I was gonna say like weight reduction or maybe like the turning feel, and the V4 does not have that. The colors are more vibrant on the adjustment. So we have the V4 on my left hand and the V3 on my right hand. So you can see the colors are a lot more vivid, easier to read on the V4. We do retain the same dual adjustment system with the little handle that flips up, which I know is a love-hate for some. I know I've heard some complaints of this breaking, but if it does break, you are kind of in trouble because you can't do much to fix it. The cubes did come on the same settings, so the magnets are at the same settings, and the, I guess, the spring or mag glove. So this is actually spring. Again, this is the flagship model, so not the Pioneer. So really, I would say the V4 is very minor changes, and from what I can tell so far, I would look at it as being a maybe like slight feeling upgrade, but honestly, I'm hoping for just a more stable cube that just won't break. So I'm gonna go ahead and not mess with the adjustments. For those that care, I'll cover all of that in the full review when we get the other versions in. But yeah, for now, I'm just gonna throw these back together and let's just do some solves, I guess, and just talk about the overall feel. So V3, very smooth, buttery turning feel. The V4 feels a bit more effortless to turn. Corner cutting feels slightly less, or slightly easier on the V4. Reverse is about the same. This is the frosted slash like semi-gloss finish on both, which still looks nice. I do think I like the UV coating more, but this doesn't look bad by any means. I'm gonna go ahead and just do a few solves and let's see how they feel. We don't yet know what the pricing is gonna be for the Tornado version 4. Probably gonna be similar to the V3, just based on what I'm seeing so far. So I'm not gonna even use the timer. Just wanna focus on the solve. A little bit of an overshooting there, and a nice nasty G-perm from 06 to finish that one off. Liked it though. I have messed with the Tornado version 4 prior to this, but it was a prototype, so I don't know if anything's really changed between this and the one I tried, other than the fact that the one I tried was set up. And I liked it. I don't remember it really feeling a whole lot different than the V3. So, I mean, really, I guess what I'm expecting out of this is just more stability and better quality plastic so that things don't break. I'm not really sure that the mechanism was necessarily the reason for things breaking, because I also don't really see like any changes. Again, you can see the corner core magnet protrudes on the V3, but I really think it just comes down to Chi just needing to use higher quality plastic, and you can actually tell in person, maybe not so much on video, it looks more white on the inside. So this is the V4, you can tell it's slightly more white, whereas the V3 has more of like a primary kind of like translucent interior. So that leads me to believe that maybe they did use a higher quality plastic. But then again, if that's the case, I don't understand why Chi wouldn't have just addressed the quality breaking issues on the V3 and upgraded the internal plastic as like a slight refresh. I will say that as far as the V3 breaking, I've not really had it happen personally, but I'm also not as fast as some people. I average around 10 to 11 seconds when I'm warmed up. So it hasn't been a huge issue for me, but I do know that this is one of our most returned cubes just for that reason. So I'm really hoping that the V4 will alleviate that, because I want Chi to do well and I really like their cubes. I really like the V4. Again, just it feels great. So I think that so far it's looking good. I like that the cap is included. I like the box is smaller. So hopefully it'll be a little bit cheaper to ship to you guys. By the way, we actually just got 30% reduced shipping rates at SpeedCubeShop.com if you're interested. I'm gonna go ahead and do one more solve on the V4, and then I will leave you guys until we do the full review. Whoops. Oh my gosh. G-perm. So again, I don't know. I felt like I was gonna have more to say on this than I have, but yeah, great cubes, very minor differences, but I would say that obviously the V3 will be discontinued when the V4 comes out. So maybe if you're looking to get a V3, hold off a little bit because it might be going on sale pretty soon. So be on the lookout for that at SpeedCubeShop.com. Thank you all for watching. If you wanted to compare the V4 to other cubes, you can find it at CubeScore. Link in the description down below. And yeah, be on the lookout for the full review. I'm really excited to cover the V4 more in detail when we see the standard, flagship, and pioneer versions. Thank you all so much for watching and for supporting the shop, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.